Hey guys, good morning. Happy Wednesday. It's Daryl here. It's 6 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, this wasn't a planned video. I was in the middle of my workout here and I have Newsmax on in the background. Once again, I'd like to tell you guys, I want to know what the other side is talking about. And I think this guy's name is Stitchfield. One outrageous story after the next. I'm just going to talk about one because it's close to my heart. Okay, this Stitchfield fellow on Newsmax talked about San Francisco BART, Bay Area Rapid Transit. Okay, now this is the first I've heard of this, being 3,000 some 3,000 miles away. Okay, so they planned BART plans on hiring social workers. More or less, we'll call them that, intervention people, social workers, to fill the vacancies of the police, vacancies in the police department by hiring social workers. Now, this is pretty much what we were talking about, people like me with BLM. And I don't like the term defund the police, but this is exactly what I was talking about. Okay, so this guy Stitchfield, I can't quote him exactly, but I'm going to try. Okay, he thought this idea was stupid and that it's going to lead to these social workers being hurt or worse. And his idea is to go through these elevators and tunnels and the BART systems, the rapid transit, the subways, and lock them all up, basically. And then this was his words. Then you can let the social workers come talk to these mopes in jail and see what they could do. Okay, I'm one of those mopes. All right. Just to remind you guys, I was a full-blown, I've been an addict my whole life. I'm in recovery now for over 14 years. I was addicted to the hardest of hard substances. I was a full-blown heroin addict, a full-blown junkie. Yeah, full-blown junkie. All my teeth were missing. I weighed 100 pounds more than I weigh right now, which isn't typically what you hear with an addict, but that's because I also had a severe crack cocaine addiction for over 20 years of my life. And I would go from not eating 2 days to binge eating 2 other days. Just a terribly unhealthy lifestyle, to say the least. I had run-ins with the law. What saved me? Recovery programs, specifically MAT. Medically assisted treatment, Suboxone, methadone, and treatment like that. A lot of time these treatments are looked down on. I always heard bad stuff about methadone, Suboxone, that supposedly you can get addicted. It's just like opiates. It's just trading one thing for another. That, looking back, that was the addict in me just fighting against getting help. Eventually I was at the end of my rope. After 13 or 14 admittances into the hospital, 13 or 14 for going through a detox for 3 days and then into recovery programs. I was admitted into psych wards 13 times. They told me that they weren't even going to admit me anymore because it was just a vicious circle. Every 3 months I'd be going in and I'd get out and I'd do it again. And the doctors told me at that point I was hopeless, basically. And I decided to get serious about it, and I looked into the medically assisted treatment. That's why I'm here, where I'm at today. My life is completely turned around. And this wasn't, a lot of times police, addicts are forced to get clean in jail. But the atmosphere in jail and the people surrounding you is not conducive. I highly doubt very many people will ever stay clean. You don't learn anything in there. You're surrounded just by more contacts and more influence in the wrong direction. I think this is a great idea, a fantastic idea. Having social workers go in. Drug addicts, the way this Stitchfield made it sound is this, as if we are criminals, violent criminals, and we're not. We're normal people. I swear to God, I remember seeing nurses, women in nurses' outfits driving like Saabs, lining up in the hood to buy heroin when I was waiting. People in suits, no lie. These are ordinary, regular people, and these aren't people that are gonna assault or hurt social workers. They'd be much more likely to talk to these social workers. A lot of these social workers are people like me that are in recovery and automatically have a rapport with addicts. Whereas police, your first instinct is you're going to go to jail. Your stash is going to be taken. You're going to go into withdrawals, and that's the biggest fear. If you've ever been through opiate withdrawals, you'd rather die. And when you see a policeman, it's full on fight or flight. And that's not the case when you see a social worker, somebody who's an ex-addict themselves, just starts talking to you and says, hey, maybe there's a better way. I want to help you. Because I'd say nine out of 10 of these addicts don't want to be where they are, but it's just they've fallen down the hole and they don't know how to get out. And I think a lot of these people, most of them, would welcome just hearing at least what a social worker has to say. So this Stitchfield fellow is way off base here. I think it's a great idea. I can't wait to see the results of it. I have high hopes for it. The answer isn't always a heavy-handed law and order. We've already seen, last Wednesday we saw what Trump supporters and Republicans call law and order. And I don't think that's the answer right now. Just some of my thoughts on BART, San Francisco's subway system, hiring social workers to try to deal with the terrible problem of all the homeless and drug use on the San Francisco city subways and transportation systems. I'll be back later with another video. You guys have a good Wednesday.